Okay, so the first thing that I'm gonna do is my brows. I usually do my brows off camera because it just takes a while to do. My brows are like the most tedious part of this whole process and it's really annoying. So I usually do my brows off camera. If you guys want to know how I do my brows, I do have a brow video. It will be somewhere listed in the description box. And I actually need to do an updated one, so be on the lookout for that. So I just finished my brows and my hair is a little wet, so I'm gonna just let it dry while I do my makeup. So I started with moisturizer and I moisturized my face with like a really heavy cream because I do have dry skin. And now I'm going to apply hydrocortisone. This is strictly for like itch, intensive healing, and I do have eczema, but I've been using this lately and my skin has been super duper soft. Like usually when the winter comes around, I get like dry patches near like where I would put my highlight, so it makes my highlight patchy. But because I've been using the hydrocortisone, my skin has been baby soft. So I'm just gonna use a little bit of this. This also works as like a really good primer. I honestly hate doing my forehead. So now I'm gonna go into foundations. In the summertime, I was using the Mercier Candleglow Soft Luminous Foundation, and I was in the color Pecan in the summer, but because it is winter now and the sun is going down at like 3 p.m., my skin likes to change around these times, and my skin changes in texture and in color. So I'm way lighter than this. I did have to pick up a new color, and this is in the color Praline. So I'm actually going to mix these two because I feel like I might be just a little bit too light for this one. I'm gonna take my damp beauty blender. This is wet with water. As you can see, it's very squishy. I just wringed all the water out, so now it's like wet. Put a few pumps, maybe like 4, because a lot doesn't come out in one pump. Smashbox Primer Oil, and put about 2 to 3 drops on top of the foundation. And this just like hydrates your skin. This is really good if you have dry skin. This video is strictly for dry skin, so if you have oily skin, these products will not work for you at all. They will make you extremely oily, so beware. So now it's time for concealer. I use concealer because I do have a little bit of dark circles under my eyes, so I like to cover that up so that it can look really like tightened and not so dark. So I'm gonna be using my favorite LA Girl Pro Concealer. I'm gonna be using 2 because my skin is in a change right now, so I have to use 2 colors. The color that I'm gonna be using is Pure Beige and Fawn. And now time for Pure Beige. And putting this on top is just mixing it already, and it's giving me the perfect color. Just like this. And now we're going to blend out with the tip of the beauty blender. If you ever have a problem with blending your concealer into your foundation, take the tool that has a leftover foundation on it. Mine will be the end of the beauty blender or the brush, and you're just gonna blend the edges of the concealer. That the brush or the beauty blender has the access on it, it's just gonna kind of intertwine those two and just give it a nice little blend. Okay, so now it's time to contour. I love to cream contour now, so I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation stick to contour. This is in the color Walnut. I'm just going to put a little line, just like that, on my cheek. And one right there. And I don't usually contour on my forehead because I just feel like it's just way too much. So I usually just take the excess and contour with that. You want to make sure that you're going in circular motions, because when you go in circular motions, it looks more blended like this, even though we still have to blend this out, rather than you going straight and it being, you know, a little more blunt like that. So you want to make sure you're going in circular motions when you're blending your contour. Okay, now if you need to go back in with the tool that you use your foundation with, go back in and just blend anything out that you need to. The foundation brush is your best friend in the process. So now I'm going to set my makeup. I'm going to be using Mercier's translucent setting powder. I'm going to set this with my damp beauty blender. I'm going to dip my beauty blender into the powder, pick some up, and just set under my eye. And I'm going to set anywhere I put concealer. Now this process might not work for everyone. You can definitely use a compact powder and a regular powder brush. You do not have to use a beauty blender and loose powder. I did not put concealer under my contour, but I'm going to set under there anyway because it just gives the contour a sharper look. I'm just going to set my forehead so that I'm not greasy looking. And I'm going to set my eyelids because I did put concealer on there. I'm going to be setting my contour with the Beige Cosmetics contour palette. You guys know I use this in every video. I'm setting it with the brush that I blended my cream contour out with. I usually take this color right here and just set it because if we don't set it, it will be very oily looking and we don't want that. With the powder, then you can contour on your forehead. I do not like to contour with cream, it's just too much, but the powder is a little more forgiving, so it's easier to do that. A brush that looks like this, or you can just take a regular powder brush, but I like to use these kind of stippling brushes, and I don't know which brush this is by, but I'm just gonna dust away all my baking powder. And I like to go in circular motions rather than going back and forth because it just gives a better blend. Okay, so I just applied my lashes and I usually do this off camera also, and I have a video on how I apply my lashes, so you could go check that out. Now I'm gonna go into bottom eyeliner. Now I could keep this natural if I wanted to, and I could keep it just like this, but I like to be, you know, defined because I have really small eyes, and I don't like when my eyes are kind of, I feel like my eyes kind of get lost on my face because they're so small, and then the concealer kind of washes it out. So I like to go in with gel eyeliner and just, you know, do my waterline. Okay, so I just did everything on my eyes, and now I'm gonna finish my face. I'm gonna go into blush. This is NARS Golou. I'm gonna be using this Sedona Lace FB03 brush, just like a big powder tapered brush. I'm just gonna smile and apply. If you feel like you've applied too much blush, as I feel like I did right here, go in with that powder brush that you're using and just go in circular motions and blend the edges. Just a tad bit of highlight. I don't want to go too crazy because this is like natural everyday. I'm going to be using Artist Couture. This is one of my favorites, and this is in the color Conceited. I'm gonna put a little bit on my Cupid's bow, some on my nose, and then I'm gonna take some and put some under my brow. Okay, so I'm gonna be using MAC's lip liner, and this is in the style color Cork. I'm going to take NYX liquid lipstick, and this is the lingerie collection, and this is in the style Baby Doll. And then I'm gonna go in with MAC's lipstick, and this is in the color Lullaby, I believe. Lazy Lullaby. And just apply just a little bit. And then if I have to, I'm gonna go back in with the lip liner. And now I can basically leave it like this, or I can add gloss. Lip gloss that I'm gonna be using is MAC's Snob lip gloss, and this is like one of my faves. Like, this is like my die-hard lip gloss from MAC. This is basically my everyday makeup. So this is my makeup routine for the winter. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys learned something, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.